What's up, everybody? Thank you for clicking in. All right, I'm going to talk to you about something that James O'Keefe Media Group has uncovered. IRS agents going after the small man, the small people, targeting small working class families, middle class people. You're pretty much the backbone of the American economy that built this great country. I'm gonna read the article real quick, but I want to go through a little thought process. We're gonna bring this, let's reel this in together in the comment section. So please let me know what you think. So we do know that Letitia James has they've put a lawsuit down on Trump. $355 million is what Trump is supposed to pay, with an $87,000 a day interest fee for every day that this lawsuit is not paid up, trying to thwart Trump for being able to have any kind of like appeal. He's like, yeah, maybe I should pay this mess because she's going to be going after my buildings. She's doing everything in a really very forceful tactic. Not well, what's the big deal? Okay, put these pieces together, guys. Do you know that here recently they've just approved through some weird stuff, unchecked, no identification, $10,000 payments to every illegal that comes in there with a prepaid debit card. Now, when you don't have identification and these debit cards are issued, that makes a very gray and murky area for people to be able to determine where the money goes. And one of the most crooked people like to do that run the government, they love to launder money. So this $355 million that Trump is to pay to the state of New York for damages, for some odd reason they say there's damages that there was nobody was harmed. The banks made money, the loans were paid off. It's all this common business practice all amongst the board. We talk about this all the time, but we're just running through the stuff here. Obviously, there's something more nefarious. They're so adamant at getting us $355 million. It makes you wonder, is it because they just want to do the right thing, or do they want this money so because their budget's broke? They don't have any, they're pretty much, everybody's left New York City. They're all, so this $355 million is going to be used to pay for these illegals to get their prepaid debit cards, and they're going to take the money and more than likely could possibly launder it right back into their pockets to fund their campaigns, their dark money programs, and possibly more real estate that's going to be hyperinflated that they said Trump did wrong. Just a little food for thought. In the comment sections, let me know what you think about that. So let me flip over to this article by James O'Keefe. By the way, we're doing this out of studio, so bear with me for the sort of the B quality of what we got going on here, but I think you'll enjoy. Check this out. The O'Keefe media people strike again. They actually go undercover with this IRS official and get some really good bean spillage to go on. Now check this out. According to Alex Mina, an IRS official with the Criminal Investigations Unit in New York, who met with O'Keefe Media Group's undercover journalist, the IRS uses artificial intelligence technology to spy on American citizens and this company's bank accounts without warrants or evidence to uncover what they consider fraud. In other words, they just using the AI, they use numbers and they go, this looks kind of weird. And so they go into looking at things. See, according to the source, the IRS is going after small people and destroying people's lives. All of the agents are like robots, Mina said. And this is a deal because the ironic part of it is that Gateway Pundit has reported a bunch of this stuff. We've talked about it a bunch. But there's a big, huge church, and they have an organization, and this operates out of Tucson, Arizona, and they smuggle illegal immigrants from the border to Arizona. And the name of the organization is No Mas Murters, No More Deaths, is what they say, and it's supposed to be an NGO, non-government organization to safely get people in from but they end up finding out there's a bunch of human smuggling going on, but anyways, or human trafficking. But this is a 501c3 organization, and it holds tax exempt status for hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations. But the IRS is targeting innocent Americans. How do y'all feel about that? So this huge church right here, which a 501c3 is legal, but whenever you're operating and you've been in trouble so many times for human trafficking, it's kind of strange that they're allowed to keep their 501c3 status. But James O'Keefe is breaking down this latest release, and he's going to put it on Twitter X if you want to look it up. But an unwitting Internal Revenue Service whistleblower recently revealed to O'Keefe Media Group how the IRS uses artificial intelligence technology to spy on bank accounts of American companies and American citizens nationwide. And in fact, the artificial intelligence technology is so useful that the IRS is spying on and at least in 6 months they were able to capture $500 million according to our subject. When asked if this is constitutional, the government to search all these banks' accounts with the IRS official with the Criminal Investigations Unit of New York told the undercover reporter, "I doubt it," and laughed that the question's off. "It's crazy," he added, while agreeing that this is kind of spying with AI. It's invasive. Mina said a lot of people are not happy with it, and I'm gonna quote something real quick here. Mina also stated, "We have like all the information from all the companies in the whole world, actually, not just the United States." Recall, though, let's look at this. O'Keefe Media Group released footage from our infiltration of the No Mas Militares nonprofit affiliated with the Unitarian Universalist Church of Tucson, which has $400,000 budget and a tax-exempt status of a church. That became apparent when a man offered to take our undercover journalists posing as illegal aliens in Phoenix for $300, that a group which has been raided by Border Patrol numerous times over the years for human smuggling and interfering with Border Patrol operations may be working with the cartels to facilitate human smuggling. Oddly enough, the IRS appears to take no interest in that, and the organization is misusing funds and violating American laws. Instead, the IRS is more focused on people like you and me. And this is like, you mean put them in prison. So anyways, let me get back to me real quick. Crazy how that works out. And don't you remember here recently there was a huge addition to the IRS agency of 47,000, I thought, or 87,000. What's up with this thing on my face? 87,000 of these new IRS agents working this AI. And not to mention, they are taking all of Donald Trump's money in New York, well, not all of it, but a pretty good portion of it, to use. That goes right to the state. The state gives out $10,000 debit cards. The $10,000 debit cards are not tracked to who they all give them to. Don't have to have an ID. Don't have to have any proof of whatever. If I were you, I would go get me one if I lived in New York. I would say, I'm illegal. And I would talk crazy and get me a debit card and go buy me a really nice three-wheeler or something like that. But anyways, quite strange world we live in. In the comment section, let me know what you think. Do you think this is a possibility? Do you think this is going to get any better? Are we going to be able to get ahead of this, guys? Thank you for tuning in. Please hit that like, subscribe, and share, and have a wonderful rest of the evening. I'm out.